Please be seated.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are all very welcome to the membership conferring ceremony here today at our home on Kildare Street. Welcome to all our new members and their guests. This week we will confer 219 new members from 24 different countries. We are delighted that you are all here today. This building captures and nurtures our heritage. Our Heritage Centre has attained museum status, an award that recognises our dedication to caring for our collections to the highest standards. We have ambitious plans to grow our museum and to open our rich heritage and medical history increasingly to the public and a wider audience. All around there are portraits, sculptures, and items that reflect our central role in the history of medicine in Ireland and abroad. Today, you join those ranks and join all of us in your lifelong journey and career through medicine. This is an exciting moment in your careers and one that you have earned through hard work, determination, and dedication, as well as the support of those around you. Well done. And now, before declaring the ceremony of the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland open, may I introduce the platform party. Dr. Mirza Own Mohammed Baig, he's the BST Trainees Committee Paediatrics representative. Dr. Diarmuid O'Shea, President of the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland, and Professor Trevor Duffy, Director of Healthcare Leadership. Miss Harriet Wheelock is the mace bearer and keeper of collections here. And I'm Dr. Emer Kelly, I'm Director of Education and Training here at the Institute of Medicine. This is a meeting of the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland for the purpose of conferring membership, which I now declare open. With your permission, President, I will now proceed with the conferring ceremony.
Please proceed, Emer.
I now call on Professor Trevor Duffy, Director of Healthcare Leadership, to address you.
So, a big sigh of relief. Are you all happy? Yes. It's been a long road, but unfortunately there's still plenty of it ahead of you, isn't there? I was struck this morning at the ceremony by the harp. And the reason I was struck by the harp is my daughter plays the harp. And I said, gosh, there is a future for her. She has a career. And why am I telling you that? I think it's because we all worry about our children, and we all think of our children as children, even though they might be in their 50s or 60s. And if you look to the back of the room, you'll see your family are here who've given you unending support, and I've no doubt they'll continue to support you. I've no doubt they're full of pride today, and I've also no doubt that in times of trouble you will continue to turn to your family for their support. And the reason I stress that is today you're here by result of the membership joining the college, and this is your new professional family. On the platform here you can see people who've gone before you, and they're all filled with a hint of jealousy as you're starting out on a very promising career. And we all know what it is to go through the stages you're going through. We all know what it is to have the college around you. We all know how proud you should be of what you've achieved at the moment. There's a history to this college, and our president will outline it in detail. Our president takes great pride in the history of the college and great joy in recounting it. But really what you should appreciate, if you just look around the walls and the pictures, like the people you see, they're not just great names before you, they're your future. And they are your professional family. You know yourselves how hard the career is. If your parents only knew the difficulties and the challenges late at night at 3 a.m, dealing with patients going through difficult circumstances, perhaps end of life, the fulfillment you get from sharing that common humanity with them. And those challenges will continue. And I've no doubt also that as those challenges continue, you will falter and you'll find difficult times. And that's what the college is for. That's what this family is for. It's to pick you up when you falter, encourage you when you're down, and give you direction. So I really would encourage you not just to see today as a single point in time. This is the beginning of your engagement with the college, a lifelong engagement. So keep in touch with us, keep involved, and make this a happy future for all of you. So I really would like to congratulate you, and more than anything, congratulate those who are here to support you.
Before we formally admit you as members, I'd like to call on Dr. Mirza and Mohammed Baig, who's the RCPI Trainees Committee representative, to address you.
Thank you, President, fellows, and members. As the representative of the Trainees Committee of the RCPI, it is my honor, my privilege, and my duty to represent you and to work on your behalf with the college to improve the quality of our medical education and of the training that we receive. I am sincerely delighted to be here in person today to extend my heartfelt congratulations on your remarkable accomplishment of having achieved the membership of this esteemed college. It was no longer ago, actually this September, that I was sitting at your place, and it is still fresh in my memory the number of hours and months and the years of hard work and efforts to reach this goal. The effort you put into your life, all the sacrifices that you have made today have paid off, and you should be just so proud of yourself and of your accomplishments indeed. As members of the RCPI, you have distinguished yourselves as the brightest and the best physicians of our generation. You stand apart as the group of doctors who will lead the profession for generations to come. Your graduation today leads you one step closer to specialization in your field of interest and towards being a leader within our healthcare service, and it marks a significant milestone in your career progression as well as your success. Today must be a joyful day, a day of celebration to be shared with your family, friends, fellows, peers, but please remember that this is not just an end, but indeed a turning point. From now on, you will have a shared responsibility in shaping our profession, deciding its evolution, and supporting and being the active creators of all the necessary progress to serve at the best of our possibilities this country and all the needs of its citizens at their most vulnerable points in their lives. You will have the moral duty to put the talents and skills you have proven through many challenges and adversity to teach and to guide your junior colleagues and to ensure they achieve and maintain the same high standards of clinical and academic excellence that you yourselves have so very well demonstrated. In this room, we all know that these exams aren't easy, and many of us were tested to our own very limits, but they are a goal worth achieving. So please guide your fellow doctors to the same success you now so deservedly enjoy. I am delighted to see that so many of you have friends and family members here today. The support of your beloved ones has got you here, and it is indeed no small measure, and sharing and rejoicing with you and for your success is the highest form of love and yes, of teamwork as well. Finally, now that the exams are over, you no doubt have more time on your hands. I would suggest you to use this period to take stock of your achievement and to think what direction you would like your career to take. With that bit of extra time that you do have, I would also invite you to join us on the Trainees Committee in working with the RCPI to bring about positive changes that will benefit you and benefit the doctors who follow in your footsteps. I'm sure over your engagement with the college so far, you have seen what works well, but also things that we could indeed be doing better. Now that you have both the insight as well as the authority to make a change, I really urge you all to work with me to keep making this college a better place for trainees so that we can be proud to be members of this noble institution, proud of the fact that we can be part of receiving and providing world-class medical training, proud of the fact that we will always strive for better, and proud of the fact that we in this room are constantly working to safeguard the healthcare of the people of Ireland. Congratulations once again, and thank you very much.
So I will now ask all of the licentiates and members here in the front to stand. In your folder, we have the Declaration of Membership, and we will read that out together. I do hereby solemnly and sincerely promise and we'll read it together, that I will observe and obey the statutes, bylaws and regulations of this college relating to members, and will submit to such penalties as may be lawfully imposed for any neglect or infringement of them, including the erasure of my name from the list of members and the surrender of my diploma of membership received from the college. I further promise and declare that I will, to the best of my ability, do all things in the practice of my profession for the honour of the college and the good of the public. I further promise and declare that I will not keep open shop for the sale of medicines or endeavour to obtain practice or to attract public notice by any unworthy means, nor will I either permit or sanction the use of my name by any other person for such purpose, or in connection with any secret remedy, and in case of any doubt relative to the true meaning of this engagement, I promise to submit to the judgment of the college. I now call upon the President, Dr. Diarmuid O'Shea, to formally admit the new licentiates and members-elect collectively to the membership of the college.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as President, I hereby admit you collectively and individually as licentiates and members of the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland. Congratulations to each of you. Congratulations.
Congratulations to all our new members. You may now all be seated. I will now ask each new member to come forward and receive your parchment as your name is called. Ahmed Hussein Mohammed Abdul Hafiz, General Medicine. Mohammed Abdul Rehan, General Medicine. Zainab Afzal, General Medicine. Rizwan Ahmed, General Medicine. Muna Ali Ibrahim Ali, General Medicine. Obada Mohammed Musin Al-Madani, General Medicine. Akmal Amir, General Medicine. Hanan Salah Ibrahim Amin, General Medicine. Hansla Aslam, General Medicine. Paul Carroll, General Medicine. Camilo Cocha, General Medicine. Dwayne Yolam Zilo, General Medicine. Shayamal Das, General Medicine. Robert Doyle, General Medicine. Lennon Patrick Ekpotu, General Medicine. Mohammed El Gamati, General Medicine. Sean Gahan, General Medicine. Salma Salam Mohammed Ahmed Jurais, General Obstetrics and Gynecology. Orla Healy, General Medicine. Aisha Javed, Obstetrics and Gynecology. Atif Ullah Khan, General Medicine. Ahmed Abdallah Ali Mahmood, Pediatrics. Ruth Matthew, Obstetrics and Gynecology. Fanula McGovern, General Medicine. Nural Aini Binti Mnit Isa, General Medicine. Saisha Alina Binti Mode Shelfi, General Medicine. Dervla Moore, General Medicine. Lucia Moore, General Medicine. Christina Morrissey, General Medicine. Taimur Nasibov, General Medicine. Taylor Jordan Phillips, Obstetrics and Gynecology. Amal Abdallah Suleiman Saeed, General Medicine. Burhan Ullah, Pediatrics. Amy Claire Wallace, General Medicine. Fatima Zia, General Medicine. And then in absentia, Fatih Awad Mohammed Ahmed Bakit, General Medicine. Faraz Ahmed M. Bujar, General Medicine. Yasriya Al-Nil Edris Al-Nil, General Medicine. Abdallah Bashir Abdallah El-Bashir, General Medicine. Sana Bushra El-Gake Abdallah, General Medicine. Muhammad Ahmed Abu Layazad El-Shafi, General Medicine. Alina Farouk, General Medicine. Hoyaman Shams El-Din Ghaffar Al-Mahi, General Medicine. Jabir Sadiq Jindil Bashir, General Medicine. Mona Ahmed Mustafa Gorashi, General Medicine. Atala Saeed Ahmed Hamad, General Medicine. Sali Reda Gouda Hassan, General Medicine. Omaima Khalaf Allah Jobart Allah Hamed, General Medicine. I now call on one of our new members, Ahmal Amir, to address you on behalf of the college.
Thank you, President, fellows, and members. It is an enormous pleasure to join you in celebrating this significant achievement and major milestone. Occasions such as this often turn into a long list of thank yous, but it is important to remember those who have supported us to this point and acknowledge them. Thanks firstly to the college and the fellows and the members with whom we work. They are our registrars, SPRs, and consultants. They taught us our trade from the moment we arrived in the hospital as students to preparing us for the exams, and of course, into the future. To our patients, if you have ever been admitted in the hospital, you may be familiar with the groups of trainees going bed to bed, seeking patients to help us practice for the clinical examinations. These patients patiently sat up in the bed, allowed us to elicit their stories, and subjected themselves to poking and prodding, without audibly at least wondering why their doctors were still doing exams. To our supporters, our friends and families, who must be at this stage wondering how many more exams could possibly be left. The life of an NCHD is a hectic one, and it is our supporters who provide a constant as we move from job to job and hospital to hospital. They lend a sympathetic ear and support through it all. Lastly, of course, to each other, our colleagues and now fellow members. It is to each other that we turn, be that for a fortifying cup of tea, 4 a.m. in the res, or a second pair of eyes for a tricky cannula, or someone to talk through a puzzling case with. We reached today's milestone together, and it was a team effort, from the endless hours spent on the question bank, or leafing through the guidelines, or nominating someone who was going to chase down a consultant to clarify the tricky point. Or when it came to the clinical exam, and getting together in twos or threes to practice. It has been a sometimes long but very enjoyable road together. Today, it is important to reflect on our careers to date and the challenges and the opportunities that lie ahead. Our health service is enduring a period of perhaps unprecedentedly difficulty, and it is easy to become discouraged by this. However, it is important to remember and reflect upon the enormous privilege we have as a physicians and as a members of the college, and to hold those reflections as a beacon of optimism for the difficult days that lie ahead. That includes the privilege it is to look after the patients and to hold the trust that they place in us as their doctor. It also includes the privilege to develop our specialties. We are today one step further along the road to completing our training. And in doing so, we will help to shape the practice of our chosen field. As new members of the college, we will become more senior members of our team at work. And we will have the privilege of teaching, training, and supporting those coming along after us, and to help drive and maintain the standards of the excellence that have characterized the college for 360 years. The college, to its members, this is our college, and I am delighted to join it with you all today and to work with you all in the future of constantly safeguard the healthcare of the people of Ireland. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Akmal. I will now call on the President of the College to address you, Dr. Diarmuid O'Shea.
Thank you, Emer. I got my membership in 1988. And I clearly remember sitting where you're sitting now. And Trevor said in his introductory words that I enjoy coming in out of the college. It's a privilege. I'm a general physician and a geriatrician working in Vincent's Hospital, and I get to pedal in and out of the hospital to here regularly during the week. And today, and these membership ceremonies are by a distance one of my favourite days in the college. It brings me back to when I got my membership, but it also reminds me that I am looking at the doctors of the future who will deliver and lead healthcare, both lead it and deliver it in Ireland and around the world. So while the future is now, you are the future of medicine in this country and around the world. And Emer and Trevor and An and Achmal have really said a lot of what I'm going to say, but it needs to be said again in some form. So, guests, members and fellows, Tá fáilte ceallaigh romhaibh. It is an absolute pleasure to welcome each of you here to 6 Kildare Street on what is a very proud day for you, for your family and your friends. It is a real career milestone. And you're now armed with your membership. And as you are, your confidence as a doctor will continue to build and your connection with the college will evolve. If you took time recently to follow the ups and downs of those who put themselves forward in our general election, or indeed a time to engage with the Olympics or the Paralympics over the summer, I'm sure you'd have been struck by the commitment, the determination, the passion and the focus of each of the athletes and most of the politicians who put themselves out there. And unless you're a Kelly Harrington or a Kate Dunleavy or a Paula Donovan, although Paula Donovan is probably a bad example, the accolades that Olympians enjoy over their careers will elude us. And just in case those of you who don't know who Paula Donovan was, he was an Irish rower who won a gold medal at the Olympics, just to let you know. So, while there's of course much more to each of us than a role, a title or an honour, as doctors, our medal equivalent is seeing progress and improvement in patient outcomes and health delivery. And that also takes a commitment, passion, resilience and determination, similar to those of the athletes and the politicians. And every person on the platform here this evening, and indeed others sitting in the room with you, have shared this experience with you and are fully aware, as both Trevor and Achmal and An said, of the commitment it takes. It is hard work. You are doing study, you are deferring your social life, and it's all while in a busy clinical job. So it is a very significant achievement and a real career milestone, and one we're thrilled to mark and celebrate with you. Each person sitting in this room has their own reason for choosing a career in medicine, and you now become an integral part of the fabric and history of this college, a global and connected group of medical practitioners all over the world. Today you become an ambassador for the college, but you also become a custodian of what the college was, what the college is, and what the college will do. And it will be your contribution and your input in the years ahead that will be vital. I'm reminded regularly by the people I have the pleasure of working with and the patients I look after of the commitment that doctors make to lifelong learning. We deal, and I think both Emer and Achmal said this, you deal with new and increasing demands, often navigating uncharted waters, living with an uncertainty of patient outcomes, wondering how you can do more. And meeting those challenges is really rewarded with a growing sense of achievement and pride that emerges over the course of a 40-year career, plus at that. So you've lots to look forward to. The College of Physicians here is the largest and oldest postgraduate medical training body in Ireland, with 6 postgraduate training bodies under its roof: obstetrics, paediatrics, occupational medicine, pathology, public health, and the Institute of Medicine. The man looking down from that picture in the middle there is John Stern. And John Stern was 30 when he founded this college in 1654. So he was born 400 years ago, and that's a milestone we've celebrated this year. He died at the age of 45, 15 years after he founded it. But life expectancy back in the 17th century wasn't as good as it is today, and that tells you a distance that we've travelled. But he founded the college to do 3 things. He founded it to improve patient care, he founded it to improve the delivery of training, and as a place for people to meet. And all of those things are as relevant today as they were then. Achmal talked about stories, but here in number 6, which has been our ancestral home since 1862, we're surrounded by our medical heritage, and the many giants of the medicine from the colleges past. Mary Hearn, Sir Patrick Dunn, William Stokes. The gentleman over my shoulder is Dominic Corrigan. So for those of you that were worried about Corrigan's pulse, Corrigan's button and Corrigan's sign, that's his fault. So they were all experts in their fields, as you will become. They were all outward looking, as I hope you are. And each of them practiced medicine in an ever-changing landscape, as we do today. And we must nurture and treasure those stories and your evolving stories as part of our emerging heritage and history. The vision of this college is in essence an inspired global community of doctors engaged and enabled to improve health. And today you join this community of doctors, an international network of over 14,000 alumni working around the world. And the impact of that community of doctors is way more extensive than many of us appreciate. So never underestimate the impact you make. Each generation makes their mark, and I have no doubt you will too in medicine. Here in the college, we make our contribution and impact by empowering and supporting trainees, members and fellows, and indeed society, to improve health through advocacy, training and education. Emer mentioned that today we welcome 219 new members from 24 countries, along with your guests. Some of you have travelled huge distances to be here with us at the ceremony, so you and your guests are especially welcome. What each of you do every day makes a real difference to people's lives, and the skills, knowledge, friendships and networks you develop during your training are the foundation and launch pad for the medical careers you have ahead of you. I'm a geriatrician, and I know some of you here today, and indeed I've worked with some of you, so bear with me if you've heard a couple of these stories. But I'm privileged to meet many people in my job, and I would regularly ask them if they have any advice they'd have to offer me as a doctor, but also as somebody who's getting older over the course of their career. And one lady said to me, always stay curious. Curious about yourself, curious about your career, and curious about those around you. But she also said, look after your own career. It is a real possession in the changing fortunes of time. Now, I often reflect and wonder about that line, and in truth, my own answer as to how I look after my own career varies from time to time, as in reality, I think sometimes you feel you don't control it at all. But one of the other messages she left with me was, you have a duty to look after yourself as well. And what she actually said to me was, you need to communicate when you're not okay. Don't leave people guessing or accommodating your behaviour. Now, she said an awful lot more, but Emer asked me to pull it out of the speech because it had gone too long, so I've taken it out, Emer. In April of this year, we had Dr. Anthony Fauci to the college to receive the Stern Medal. And he got that in recognition of all he has done for medicine, both at an individual and a global level. And I asked him what advice he'd have for us as a postgraduate training body and as a doctor. Now, while of course he emphasised the importance of evidence-based care, science and research informing how we care for the patient, he also reminded us that we are not treating an illness or a disease. We are treating a person with an illness or a disease. And that, coming from a giant of modern-day medicine with all he had accomplished, was as inspiring as it was a relief. So he really distilled down the roles we play in people's lives at their time of greatest need and stress to be a focus on the patient. So by extension, that gives each of us a signpost of how we practice the art of medicine over the course of our careers, something that cannot be replaced by computers and technology. Weaving into the fabric of your practice core values like compassion, openness, kindness, empathy, and understanding for your patient and each other will empower you to make an important difference to the health and well-being of your patients, to the healthcare system you work in, and as importantly, yourselves. You are the future clinicians and leaders who will shape our healthcare service delivery over the next decades. So be an active contributor. That's what both ON and ACMEL were actually asking you to do as trainees and trainee representatives. You can become part of the culture change you would like to see across the continuum of healthcare. And that's as much a challenge as it is a privilege, knowing that you can be part of and lead a change in how healthcare and training is delivered. Now, absolutely at times these responsibilities can seem overwhelming, and clearly getting the balance right in relation to how much you do is important. So you must take sure to look after yourself. So it should go without saying, making time for yourself, your family, and your friends is essential. Across the institutes and faculties, and you heard from Professor Trevor Duffy, our Director of Healthcare Leadership, we've got people like Maeve Doyle, the trainee committee lead, Dr. Alexandra Biagini. So there's loads of opportunities for you to get involved, to be it as an advocate, a teacher, an educator, and in the future as a trainer and an examiner and a leader. So after that rallying call and a brief meander to the history of the college and a little bit of self-reflection, I'm nearly there, you'll be pleased to hear. But I do have a few important thank yous to say. I'm conscious that when I start naming names, I leave people out. So my biggest thank you is to everybody I left out, because they're the really important people. And I'm now going to name a few important people on top of that. So firstly, I'd like to acknowledge each of those in the platform party, because they've taken time out of their busy day to come in here to celebrate with you. And they've been through this. They've been sitting down there receiving their membership, listening to somebody go on for a little bit too long. But it's, important to be thanked and to be aware of what you're joining and what it means. I'd like to thank examiners and boards, the examiner boards and chairs, Ono Coron in paediatrics, Mary Higgins in obstetrics, Lucy Ann Behan in the Institute of Medicine, and our college staff. We've nearly 170 college staff here now who support us through our training and over our 30 to 40 year career trajectory. And I'm sure that on behalf of both you as the new members and the members and fellows, that I'd like to thank our CEO Audrey Houlihan and her team, who are represented here this evening by Gabriella and Isabella, for all the work they do. So a big thank you to you guys. It's also my pleasure to extend a warm Céad Míle Fáilte to our guests of our new members, who we've got here with us today, both here and down in the Winter Hall, listening quietly. Both Akmal and An have said this. The financial and the emotional support and the practical supports that they've given you are essential ingredients in your success. So on behalf of the new members here at the front of the room, I think we should applaud the guests at the back of the room as a big round of applause. So, I'm nearly done, Emer, you're all right. So at the core, the Royal College of Physicians provides the highest standard and quality of training, lifelong learning and education across your career trajectory. And this translates into the best quality of care for the patients that we all look after. But the future of the college does depend on you, our new members. And as the years fly by, and they do fly by, the college can always be a reference point, as Trevor was saying to you, for your continued professional excellence as you deliver care to the patients you look after and lead healthcare delivery. You never stop learning. Titles and roles are not the whole of us. Over the course of your career, you will bring honour to yourself, you will bring honour to your family, and you will bring honour to the profession. And I sincerely hope you will fulfill your own dreams and ambitions. The opportunities open to you because of the career you've chosen are truly extraordinary, and your potential is unlimited. Enjoy tonight. My sincerest congratulations. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you, Diarmuid. So that completes the conferring ceremony for membership. We would ask our guests to remain here in the Corrigan Hall while we do the group photograph for our new members, and that'll take place just in the entrance hall out here. After that, we'll have a reception, and that'll be in the Graves Hall. So we really look forward to celebrating with you at that reception.